Hey there, everybody. We're here at the Bespoke Show in Dresden. In this video, we're going to take a look at the interesting racks and accessories on these beautiful bikes. Let's see what they got. So we're here with the Ingrid booth. Tell me about these shifters.
We presented last year at the Bespoke, and then we started to developing completely. We are using the same mechanics that we are using in the TTS,
Yeah.
and is still in prototype.
Okay.
We basically need to developing some small bits and details, but the working is completely working.
Yeah.
And it's got exactly the same mechanics as that. So the principle of function is exactly the same. So you just basically
Okay.
and down,
Yeah.
and you got like one single lever. So basically, you can change gear in the way you want, like this,
Right.
pushing there. So entirely, you're not forced anymore, just pushing in one.
How many speeds? Is it mechanical or hydraulic?
No, is hydraulic, developing all these things with formula. So they are supplying us the brakes, and basically is 11 speed and 12 speed for our derailleur.
Or can you change from 11 to 12, or you buy it and it's set 11 and 12?
Yeah, you have to basically decide it when you buy.
Is this going to be the final?
No.
No.
This is still a prototype, and it's basically 3D printed. Also, this.
Do you guys have a timeline for when you think it'll be released?
No, not yet. Not yet. We hope to be in the market soon, 7-8 months.
Okay.
But don't take it as a real timeline.
Yeah, so Parsec is trying to bring a little art to some components. So we're doing custom dry bags and cages. We've got designs where we partner with artists. This one is Dennis from Studio Folk or L'Hermitage, amazing artist. And then this is with Bikes or Death podcast with Patrick. But if you've got your own ideas, we can do those too.
So this is more like a B2B service, maybe?
We do B2B for sure, but I've also got them for sale on the site where I've already reached out to Dennis and then just made stock of these. But if shops want them, if events want to do stuff, absolutely. I made sure everybody can win in that one. So
Tell me about the rack. This is pretty interesting.
Yeah, idea was here to make it as light as possible, but also have the possibility to put small things on here so they don't fall through. And then I just thought, yeah, let's put this Dyneema string here.
Okay.
It's really strong, so don't have to worry about breaking it.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's really light, so the whole rack painted is around 450 grams.
Oh, wow. Tell us about your bag here.
Well, those are called U-loop bags. Okay, they slide on a small U-loop rack you attach to the bike. It's really low-tech, very simple, super light.
Is that for the front or
Those are front,
Okay.
and those are rear. There are many frame builders who, provide eyelets on the rear too.
And you have some very interesting small ultralight racks that these slide onto.
It's really ultra light. It's,
Yeah.
it's like 6mm tube, and it's simple. It works.
We're here with our friend Ruben from Rzo Cycles. What do you have going on here?
We have a live anodizing setup,
Yeah.
so you can buy different titanium little bits like seat clamps and top caps and spacers, and you can see how it's anodized on the moment.
Yeah. So what's the process?
So basically, you have to clean really well the part and remove the silver layer oxide you see when you see titanium.
Yes.
And then you put it in a chemical bath with electricity, and the movement of electrons between parts is something called redox reaction.
How are you able to choose the colors?
Yeah, the color depends on the quantity of voltage you apply to the current.
Okay.
And depending on the voltage you apply, you get one or different colors. You can go from lower voltage to higher voltage, and the lower voltage you start going with the browns and copper colors. Then you get into the blues, gold, purple, and you end up with a high volt range that is turquoise, teal.
Oh, okay.
It's something limited because you only can use the colors that titanium gave you.
Yeah.
You cannot get a red, an orange, British Rising Green.
Well, as long as you have purple and teal, then you're okay.
Everybody likes teal and purple. People usually come looking for violet and teal. And with the seat clamp, for example, you can do the collar in one color and then choose the barrel in another color.
You don't only make bikes, but it also looks like you make some racks and other things. Walk us through here.
Yeah, I really enjoy building racks because you don't have to be that precise. I always say if you can think about it, and yeah, you can do it. So yeah, that's the reason why the sun, and here are the waves. Here are also the waves integrated, and that are some handlebar bag distance holders. So you put it in instead of the spacers.
Right.
Yeah, put it on so that the bag doesn't rub against your frame.
Right.
So
Right. So what's the cordage for? Is that just
yeah, I use it in winter times for my gloves. Yeah, or if I got a jacket, I just roll it and then I put it in here. So I don't have to put any frame bags or stuff like that on it.
So you guys know I'm a big fan of casual riding apparel. We've got Gail here who's wearing a riding shirt that she designed. Can you tell us about it?
So with a long sleeve shirt.
Yeah.
This one is made with linen and wool. It's a wool and linen blend.
Yeah.
And I make another one which is 100% linen
Okay.
for more like summer riding. It has pockets in the back, so
Yeah.
you can stuff one zippered one and 3 open ones.
Yeah.
And I make them to order.
Okay.
So with 3 different sleeve lengths to adapt to different bodies and 3 different body lengths too.
Yeah.
And they've got a straight cut to fit like male and female bodies.
What color do they come in? Other colors or just?
There's a blue one which is 100% linen, and this one which is the wool and linen blend. And I use dead stock fabrics, so
Yeah.
the colors come and goes. And when I don't have something anymore, I will just choose another color.
The pure linen one, is it a lighter weight or is it similar?
It's slightly lighter, but not too light. Otherwise, the pockets won't hold the things you put in them.
So we're here with a Christian from Rzo Cycles. Can you tell us about your new cranks?
We have reinvented steel cranks 2 years ago and offering several options, one gravel option, one off-road option, and for the hardcore old school MTB lovers, one square taper cranks.
Between the road and the gravel and what's the difference? Is it the construction or the lengths or?
Basically, it's the length of the spindle. So the off-road variant is a little bit longer, and the Q factor of the off-road cranks is more wider, so that fits more the wider chainstays. Cranks are the same, so the spindle is the same, but it's longer for the off-road, and all the components are the same.
So it looks like you do a direct mount ring. Is that compatible with other rings or?
We've chosen the SRAM 3-bolt standard because it's the most common standard, and you can find chain rings from almost every manufacturer. So it's the best standard for the chain rings, and we choose the 24 millimeters for the spindle because it's also a common standard, and you can bottom bracket from also almost. So we mixed SRAM and Shimano.
Tell me about the 2x spiders. What BCDs are they?
These spiders are for BCD 110 millimeter.
Yeah.
And so it's possible to set up a very classic looking drivetrain with these 110 millimeter chain rings.
What shorter cranks are becoming more popular? What crank lengths do you offer?
What crank lengths?
Yeah.
So basically we are offering all crank lengths you can imagine, beginning at 140 millimeters and up to 200 millimeters for the tower guys.
So we were working closely with Jan, who's obviously the founder of True Love, and he wanted some like super versatile bags for his bike that kind of fits 2 different categories. It's either like an all-out bike packing racing machine, or it could also just be your daily kind of runaround. So we did full custom design bags with racks, again from a local maker who's like 60 kilometers down the road from us. And we custom printed it all on EcoPack as well. And like the motif is from some wood and some tree grains that he sent us. So yeah, up front we've kind of got a nice big bag wing for your sleeping gear. There's double access, so it's really simple to get in and out one-handed.
Yeah.
The rest of the bags we used a German company called Fidlock, and they're fully magnetic. So once they're on there, they're pretty stable, or you just twist them and they come straight off. So you're left with a super clean finish on the frame. And again, they're really simple to reattach.
How can the fitlock be adapted to bikes with just eyelets, or do they have to be?
No, on the
Okay.
top tube, that will work on any standard M5 bolt.
Okay, good.
So top tube, that works on anything. For the frame bag, because it's direct mount, like any direct frame mount, that has to be custom made.
Gotcha.
However, what we can do on the lower one, because it uses standard water bottle bosses,
Yeah.
we can do it on there, so you can have a half frame bag with laces. Then if you want to go on a bigger trip, you just throw on a magnetic lower frame bag.
The second bike together with True Love, where we've used that kind of magnetic system, and yeah, we're big fans of it. I think we got a really good reaction from everyone on social media and not only. So yeah, super stoked about it.
It just means when you haven't got the bag on there, one, it's like nice and quick to remove, so you can spend more time riding.
Right.
And two, it just leaves it super clean. All you're left with are these tiny little magnetic bosses.
Yeah.
So again, with the seat pack, it's our standard offering that we do on normalies, but we kind of wanted to add a bit more support and sway because seat packs are a difficult one. If you pack them well, set them up right, don't use it until you get to your campsite, they're perfect. However, if you're accessing stuff, if the weather changes, you kind of can't always pack them perfectly, so they tend to sway a little bit. So again, with Jan, we did this with a little extra support that sits into a sleeve on the seat pack.
Okay.
And again, once you remove the seat pack, this can all slide out, so all you're left is a tiny little bracket under the seat, and that's it. So it looks super minimal,
Ah,
And
nice.
again, relatively quick and easy to remove and set up, and it gives you a super stable platform that you can use a seat pack with.
That's cool. It's kind of like a decaler, but for the rear.
Precisely.
Tell me about your new bike packing bag here.
Yeah, we brought to the show a new bag, which is a handlebar slash hip bag. We call them banana dry because it's a mix between dry bag and banan, which is hip bag in French.
Yeah.
This is our first project oriented in the bikepacking area. We are more coming from the urban side because we're also doing baskets, and so we are doing a backpack which is going into the baskets, and we are working just with upcycled material.
Okay.
So we were waiting to find the right material to also do bikepacking bags. All our bags also are made by a social workshop in Strasbourg. So yeah. Regarding the bag itself, so you have there on the handlebar. It got like the quite classic strip-on fixation with some inox tube there to put the weights on different parts of the bags. In fact,
So this is to act as like a stiffener, or what does it do?
stiffener and load. How do you say that in English? To put load on those sewings and those sewings.
Okay, so distribute the load.
Yeah, distribute the loads.
It looks like it turns into a hip bag.
Yeah.
When it's on the bike, where do these go?
They are going
Oh, it tucks in.
just inside.
Okay.
Quite simple.
Yeah, I like what you were saying. Bike bags can be on the expensive side, so you want to make it as multifunctional as possible.
Yeah, also to be resilient and don't have like 100 bags at home.
Correct.
You have one bag and you can use it for several tasks. So yeah, it's on our approach to be quite minimalistic in the bike equipment we have at home, and find different views for each one.
So tell me about this interesting wedge bag here.
It's called an upside down bag.
Okay.
Because it's actually on, like the zipper is on the wrong side on this side, but it's on the right side on the other side when you put it on as a top tube bag. But if you turn it around 180 degrees, you can fit it inside the frame, and this zipper becomes the main zipper on the upper side.
Right. So it serves a dual purpose. You can either do it as a frame bag or like a really big top tube bag.
Exactly. It was a very lucky coincidence with this. With the geometry of this frame, that it worked like this.
Yeah, so this is a rack bag for a photographer who wants to bring his camera stuff. It's all fit locked up. So it's a big zipper opening. We fit it with a camera cube. Then the zipper closes and snaps together.
So that's fitlock.
Yeah, and that sort of tensions it a little bit to keep it in place. Then this also fit locks in place to keep the straps out of the way. And then for mounting it and dismounting it, it snaps on with these fitlock snaps, but only snapping them in place. I thought there would also be some play and some give, So I added this Fitlock winch that pulls around the rack and then ratchets onto it and pulls it in place nice and soft.
Yeah. Super clever. So this kind of looks like the BOA device, but you said it's different because you can pop it off.
Yeah, exactly. The BOA, as you know from cycling shoes, on the cycling shoe you don't need to actually take it off because it's just part of the shoe.
Right.
But you wouldn't be able to pop it off, and then you would have a hook, and it would just be a little bit cumbersome. And here you just have the snap off, snap on. And the magnet is doing the ratcheting, so there's also very little moving parts, so that also makes it feel safe. It doesn't really grime up, but even if it would grime up, you can just wash it clean and it just keeps ratcheting.
So these jerseys are made from 95% merino and 5% elastan. The idea actually came up when I was going on other sports with wool, and I fell in love with the functionality of it.
Yeah.
And I couldn't find it in cycling. I was sewist before, so I worked with other constructors and we made a prototype of this cycling jersey.
Right.
Yeah. Another problem I had was dyeing or the colors, because I couldn't find anything that was remotely close to what I liked.
Yeah.
So I searched a lot, Googled, and find that the natural dye would be amazing fit for a natural product like this.
What do you use for the different colors?
So this is a madder root. It's a root of a herb.
Oh, okay.
The others I do with avocado bits and skins, which I really like actually because the dye is pinkish and I personally like it, but also it's reduced.
Right.
So I gather from Mexican bistros all over my town and they give me their rubbish and I make another dye from them. So I find it very, very nice. The others are walnut and cochineal. Cochineal is actually insect living on cactus. This is not a vegan dye, but it's very usual for makeup industry, cosmetics and food dye. And these amazing blues I get from a logwood tree. This is a African tree bark.
Well, tell us about those pieces behind you over there.
These are actually best-selling pieces in my country, which is quite, for me, it was quite a shocker because I made it just for fun for myself, realized it's functional, it's quite good.
Great.
This is a embroidered cotton, 100%. The idea for this jersey was to actually have some piece that you can spend all day in it and feel comfortable while bikepacking.
Right.
And when you go to the restaurant, you just feel like you don't feel like tight in everything, and you're not showing that much of your body.
Yeah. So, but this one still has pockets in the back.
Yes. Yeah, I wanted to keep the cycling vibe in it.
Yeah.
So some small change, and when we go, for ice cream with friends, you can just get it. And also some of my friends use it for, let's say, dog walking or rollerblading and stuff like that. So,
if you like this video, definitely check out our playlist of all our other videos here at Bespoked Dresden.